Hello everyone. Today we'll be starting with the HTML and CSS project. So in the previous video, we have completed 80 projects on the HTML, CSS and the JavaScript. Mainly all the projects are focused on vanilla JavaScript, right? So the last 10 projects that I am doing in this playlist will be concentrating only on the HTML and CSS, right? So today what we'll be doing, we'll be building the Hamburger menu using only HTML and CSS. So let's start by creating the HTML file. I'll just give the name index.html. Let me also create the CSS file. I'll just name this one style.css. We'll be making use of the pure CSS, right? Also, nothing, just HTML and CSS, right? So let's start by creating the very basic HTML template. So I'll just change the title to, just give me a second. Let me change the title to Hamburger menu. So this is one thing. Also, let me make use of the link tag. Why this is not working? Yeah, let's link the style sheet as well as give the path and the name style.css, right? So this is it. Next, let's start writing the HTML code. Initially, what I'll do, I'll just consider the nav tag and give the class name navvar, right? This is one thing. Within the nav, I'll just take the input type will be checkbox, right? Instead of text, the type will be checkbox. ID, I'll just give menu hyphen toggle. So this is it for the input. I'll just make use of the label for, I'll just give a menu hyphen toggle. I'll just copy the same thing. Let me copy and paste it over here. Also, I'll just give class name menu hyphen btn, right? Menu button. I want to consider span, so I'll just give span empty span. Next, let's consider UL tag, and within the UL, I just want to make use of the class and give the name nav hyphen menu. So within this UL, I just want to make use of the 4 li tags, right? So what I'll do, I'll just type li into 4. So yeah, I'll just hold the Alt button. Let me leave the space here. So I'll just, let me hold the Alt here. So what shall I do? Let me give class name nav hyphen item. Then I'll just come here. Let me make use of the anchor tag, right? So here, just give this one to hash. So within here, in the first one, I'll just give this one home. And the second one, I'll just give about services. So what we are doing is, here we are just giving the links, right? Services as well as the contact. So yeah, this is it for the HTML. Let me format the document. So after this one, let's start writing the CSS code. For that one, I want to make use of the Poppins font right here. So I'll just open the Chrome. Let me search for Poppins. Click on the first link. Get font. Get embed code. Import. Let me copy these 3 lines. Copy this one and paste it over here. So let's style for the body first, right? So I'll just come here. Let me copy this one. Body. Let me paste it over here. So for body, I want to make use of the font family. Again, I'll come here. Let me copy this one. Font family, right? me copy this one and paste it over here. So after the font family, let's continue styling. I'll give margin 0, padding 0, background color, I want to make use of F0, F0, F0. And let's set overflow X as hidden. So next, let's style for the navbar. I'll just come here. Let me copy this one and paste it over here. For the navbar, let me give position absolute, width 100%, background of color 4 CA F50. Also, let me give display flex, justify content, let me give space between, and also align items, center, padding of 10 pixel and 20 pixels, color of white. This is it for the navbar. So I have forgotten to give dot here, right? We are making use of the class name, right? So next, let's style for the menu button. I'll just come here. Where is the menu button? I'll just copy this one. Class of menu button we have given for the label, right? Just copy this one and let me paste it over here. So what I'll do, I'll just make this one visible. So let me drag this one. We close this one and let me come to index.html. I have installed an extension called live server. So whenever we make changes in the index.html, it will get directly reflected in the browser, right? So you can install that as well. Initially, this is looking like this. I'll just close this one. Let's start writing the CSS, right? For the menu button, let me give position a relative and display, I'll give inline block. Let's set the cursor to pointer. Also, width of 35 pixel. Let me give height of 30 pixel. Also, I want to make use of the Z index and I'll just set this Z index to 2, right? So this is it for the menu button. So after menu button, I want to style for the span within the menu button, also before and after, right? So menu button is constant. This one, I'll just come here. Where is span? Basically, we made use of the span within the menu button class here, right? I'll just copy this one. Let me paste it over here. Also, let me copy the same thing twice basically here. Here, I just want to add before and after. Right? So initially here, what I want to do, I just want to set the content to the empty, right? So after this one, let me give position absolute, also width of 35 pixel. Let me give height of 3 pixel. Also background color of white, or we can just give triple F. Border radius of 5 pixel. And finally, transition. Sorry, this is not transform, transition, right? Transition of, let me give all 0.3 seconds and ease in out. So this is one thing. Next, let's style for the only span within the menu button class. So I'll just copy the same thing, just this, right? Let me copy this one and let me paste it over here. Menu button span. For this one, I'll just give top of 50%. Let me give top of 50%. Let's give transform. Let's make use of translate y of minus 50%. This is it. Next, let's style for only this one. Before, I'll just copy this one. Let me copy and let me paste it over here. Before, I'll just give top of minus 10 pixel. Next, let me style for the after, right? I'll just copy this one. Let me paste it over here. Bottom, let me give minus 10 pixel, right? Next, let's style for the menu toggle. This one, we have to toggle, right? Between like whenever we click on the hamburger, this one icon, the side nav will appear, and whenever we click on the that close button again, that will again, it has to display the hamburger icon. So let's style for the menu toggle. Where is menu toggle? I'll just copy this one. ID of menu toggle we have given. Let me come here. Let me paste it over here. So initially, I'll just set this one to display none, right? So what happened? What is wrong? So yeah, initially I have set this one to display none. Next, let's style for the menu toggle when checked, right? So I'll just copy this one. Let me paste it over here. When checked. Also, let's make use of the combinator selector. Let me give menu hyphen button, this one with span. So background, at that time we'll set the background to transparent. So I'll just give transparent. This looks good. Next, the same thing, I'll just copy the same thing, but we'll be styling for the before and after, right? So I'll just give this one span before. Let me make use of the transform rotate of 45 degree, translate 5 pixel, 5 pixel. One more thing, I'll just copy the same thing. Let me paste it over here. Instead of before, I'll just give after, right? Transform rotate of minus 45 degree, translate, we give translate of 5 pixel and minus 5 pixel. So here also it's just 5 and 5 pixel here. Here 5 pixel and minus 5 pixel, right? Next, let's style for the nav menu. So after this one, let's come to index.html. Let's style the menu, right? Here, what you are looking here, this one. Let's style this one. This is looking awkward, right? Let's style this one. Let me come here. Let me give display flex direction column. So we have made this one flex direction column, position absolute, also top 0, left also 0. Now this is looking like this, and we'll give width of 250 pixel, or you can increase it according to your screen size. I'll just give width of 250 pixel, height 100, view height, also background color let me give the same thing. Also, justify content, this will be center. So we are displaying it here, right? Justify content center, align items center. So let me make use of the transition transform of 0.3 seconds. Let me select ease in out, right? This looks good. And let me give transform of translate x of minus 100%. Let me give z index of 1, right? So you can see right now, we have to set this one correctly, right? So for that one, what I'll do, I'll just come here. Where is menu toggle? I'll just copy this one. I'll copy until here. Menu toggle check. Let me paste it over here. Check. Let's make use of the combinator selector. This one. And let me give nav menu, right? So here within this one, I'll just make use of transform, translate x, this one horizontally of 0. Let me give. So here after this one, next let's style for the nav item, right? Individual nav item. So what I'll give, let me come here. Where is nav item? I'll just copy this one, right? Individual nav items, home, about, services and contact. Let me come here and let me paste it over here, nav item. So this one, let's remove the bulletins first. For that one, I'll just give list style none. So you can see the bulletins are gone. After this one, I'll just give margin of 20 pixel and 0 so that this looks good. Yeah, this looks good, right? The spacing is good now. So after this one, nav item, let's design for the nav link. So I'll just come here. So link will be styling for this one, right? I'll just give nav hyphen link. So for this one, what I'll do, color, I'll just set this one to FFF, nothing but white. Also text decoration, I'll just give none, font size 1.5 rem. Finally, let's make use of the transition. I'll just give color 0.3 seconds ease, right? This is it for the nav link. And let's design for the nav link on hover. So I'll just give nav link. I'll just give hover, right? So I'll just make use of the color over CA, this one, same color. So why the color is not getting changed here? Just give me a second. So here, this is somewhere we have done wrong. Just give me a second. So here what I have done is I have forgotten to give the nav link here. So I'll just give the space here first. Let me hold the Alt key. Here, let me give class of nav hyphen link. So now let me see how this looks. So let's wait for some time. Let's make this one completely responsive on all devices, right? So you're not able to see the Hamburger menu as well, right? What is the problem? Let me give F12. So the hamburger menu, don't know why we are not able to see. Let's see it. First, let's come here. Sorry. Let me come here. So let's make this one responsive on all devices so that this looks nice, right? So I'll just give media min width of 768 pixel. For the navbar, I'll just give padding of 15 pixel as well as the 30 pixel. Also, let's style for the nav menu. For the nav menu, I'll just give flex direction row instead of column, right? Position, let's give the position static. Also, width, let me consider this one auto. Height also, let me give auto. Background, none. Transform, none. Justify content, this one, flex and. Finally, let's style for the menu hyphen head. Sorry, not menu end, basically menu button. So just give me a second. Let me change this one. I'll just give display none, right? Also, next, let's style for the nav item. Let me give margin 0 and 10 pixel. The final one, let me style for the nav link. This one, I'll just set this one font size to 100, right? So now let me format the document once. This has to work correctly. So still this is not displaying the nav items, right? So even the hamburger menu is not visible. Let's check what is wrong. So I have done one mistake over here. So what I had done is here had actually basically I have given min hyphen ed. Basically I missed the letter W. So just make this correction and let me format the document once and then let me check now. So let me give open with live server. So let me close these three things. So now, yeah, the navbar is looking like this, right? So if I do one thing, yeah, now this is looking like this. So we have written the media query is correct, right? So when I click this one, the side nav will open, and when I click again, this is getting closed. So everything is working properly as expected. So this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.